According to Jewish tradition, the Temple of Solomon was built by King Solomon in Jerusalem around 960 BCE. The temple was believed to be the dwelling place of God and was the center of Jewish religious life for centuries. The story of the temple begins with King David, who had a vision to build a temple for God in Jerusalem. However, God told David that his son, Solomon, would be the one to build the temple. So after David's death, Solomon became king of Israel, and he began to work on the temple. He hired skilled craftsmen and artisans from all over the world to help build the temple. They used the finest materials, including cedar wood, gold, and precious stones. The temple was built on a hill called Mount Moriah, which was believed to be the same place where Abraham had offered to sacrifice his son Isaac. The temple was designed to be a grand and imposing structure. It was divided into several parts, including a large courtyard, a sanctuary, and an inner sanctuary called the Holy of Holies. The Holy of Holies was the most sacred place in the temple, and it was believed to be the dwelling place of God. Only the high priest was allowed to enter this room, and he could only do so once a year on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. The dedication of the temple was a grand event, attended by thousands of people from all over Israel. Solomon offered sacrifices to God, and the people rejoiced with singing and dancing. God's presence was said to have filled the temple, and it was considered a moment of great spiritual significance for the Jewish people. For centuries, the Temple of Solomon was the center of Jewish religious life, and it played a significant role in the history and identity of the Jewish people. However, it was eventually destroyed by the Babylonians in 586 BCE, and it was never rebuilt. Despite this, the memory of the temple continues to be celebrated and honored in Jewish culture and religious traditions. In modern times, the Temple Mount, the location of the Temple of Solomon, is a site of great political and religious importance. It is considered a holy site by both Jews and Muslims, and it has been the center of conflict between the two groups for decades. Today, the location of the Temple of Solomon is occupied by the Dome of the Rock, an Islamic shrine that was built in the 7th century. The area remains a symbol of the rich cultural and religious history of the region, and it continues to inspire awe and wonder in those who visit it.